Garry, how many people are in the motor racing ministry for you across Australia working with you?
46 chaplains right now, and every now and again somebody retires or backs out and we bring another one in, so it's been running around 45, 46 for the last 2 years.
Forgetting the perspiration and the man hours for a second, the actual logistics of doing that, phone calls, travelling, petrol, all that sort of stuff to maintain the relationships you have, there must be quite significant overheads.
It is. There's a fair bit there, and I have 3 or 4 major donors who contribute towards that, and one of those actually our own local church contributes, and that covers my entire air travel bill for the year.
You've been around this game a long time, Garry.
28, 29 years now this year, starting at Amaroo Park up here, which is no longer, and then at Oran Park, which is no longer, and Bathurst, which still is there. At the Speedway here, I think probably 25 years.
Now, you're a bit of a dirt man.
Oh yes. Go fast and turn left.
Good answer. Garry, we're sitting, I don't know, 50 metres, 60 metres from where Scott Darley was taken from us.
Yeah.
An extremely emotional time, even 6 years on, for Scott's passing. You played a very pivotal role in just trying to assist Bruce and Rhonda and Kate and Jane and Luke in trying to rebuild, and that's an ongoing process.
It is, and I was thinking coming over this afternoon that sometimes up to 2-3 years after some major event that we're still helping people to find a new level of normality, cope with the memory that they don't want to get rid of, because then they'll feel like they're betraying somebody, but then again don't want to keep feeling that kind of emotion all the time, so help people to balance that out.
Rhonda, tell me about Garry Coleman and your experiences with him.
Oh, Garry Coleman's just a wonderful man. He's been so kind to our family. I can't put it in words. I just don't have enough words in my vocabulary to describe how I feel about him. He's just been a truly loyal, caring, kind gentleman.
Garry wasn't there the night that Scotty was killed, but the important part was his ministry still was, weren't they?
Absolutely. Yes, I recall Graham in particular. Graham was there and he was by our side the whole night. He was at Westmead, and Garry was actually away at Tamworth, I think, speaking to farmers about suicide and stress on the farm and that. And he and Betty arrived here on the Sunday afternoon. They just returned as quickly as they could, and he virtually just hasn't left our side since.
Can you even imagine the logistics of all those chaplains throughout Australia, travelling, mobile phone bills, and just the time away from their families?
No, it's just unbelievable. I think Betty Coleman, just one wife and one mother, is so amazing, because we all know the time that Garry gives to not just the Speedway but to lots of other racing commitments. So there's a lot of wonderful women out there who allow their husbands to do what they need to do.
The people that extend across your chaplaincy, they're not just in Speedway, they're in circuit racing, in drag racing, in rally?
Yep. Well, our coverage is with every major motorsport in the country, from bikes up through rallying and dirt track racing and circuit racing and so on. And also into go-karting from time to time, although they're desperate to find us more and getting involved. We can't find the men to do that. But it covers every particular branch, and myself, the Speedway here, and travelling with the supercars throughout the year, and then Eastern Creek and Bathurst when the major ones are on there.
How much really lovely stuff is involved in your work with teams and fans here? How much of the stuff that you really love doing is involved in your job?
Well, there's quite a lot really. There's a fair number of weddings and baby dedications and those kind of things, but also just enjoy catching up with people and seeing their lives, having some input in their lives and being appreciative for that. And of course, I enjoy watching people win and like to smell exhaust and tyre rubber and so on. So there's a good part of that. And turning up and people say, "Glad to see you, glad you're here, just fix the weather," that sort of stuff.
Is racing a family?
Oh, definitely. It's a family in the way it functions, but it's one of the very few sports which actually is a family sport, because families come to race. And it's one of the interesting things that over the years to see that there are people who've raced, then their kids get to race, and then their grandkids get to race, and everybody in the family, and you know where your kids are on a Saturday night or a Friday night, whatever, with that. But also, families come to watch. And I believe, from what I've seen and some of the studies, that this is far more a family sport in Speedway and motor racing than any other category of sport.
Garry, on Scotty weekend, people are going to be seeing drivers walking through the crowd with helmets, to gain contributions from people. How will that help you in your ministry?
Well, it's very humbling to have that happen, and very appreciative to see that and to be thankful for it. But in terms of the development of our organisation, finding new chaplains, training new chaplains, also being able to get to those fellows, get them together from time to time, the administration that's always there, and there's always the phone bills and the car and everything else there, but the actual trying to get across the 46 chaplains and then find new people, get our training officer to get people together, so it will help immensely in us being able to facilitate that more, particularly when we've got people in every state and every major capital in the country.
How do you place a value on what somebody like Garry Coleman does?
I don't think you can. I think Garry's importance to the sport and to the Speedway family is immeasurable. There's no one else that can offer the support and guidance that Garry does, and we're very grateful to have him around here at the Raceway.
Everybody has their own angel, Garry. Yours is parked in a car not very far from you right now, that has put up with you for over 50 years.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who's that?
52 to be exact, yeah. Yeah, Betty and I have been married for a very, very long, 52 years, and we were dating for about 4 or 5 years before that, so we've known each other a long, long while. But Betty's totally supportive of what I do, although she was saying coming over, there was a song on the radio that says, "When will I see you again?" That'd be a theme song. You know, she's supportive. We want to help people in their spiritual life. We want people to get to know the Lord. We want to be able to help people in their need. We want to be able to recognise that from our family, we want to help people in their family situation. So, yeah, she's been a stalwart for all of this, as has all of our family and our children, all supportive as well.